Hi everyone, it's Shannon here. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, we are going to create this super sweet fall scene using the new pumpkin house combo and the awesome Cloudscape Panel Die. We're going to start with the pumpkin house combo set. This comes with the pumpkin house stamp set as well as the matching dies in the back. I've already gone ahead and stamped several images from the set in Memento Tuxedo Black onto white cardstock, and now I'm going to start to Copic color these images in. Starting with my pumpkin house, I'm going to color it orange, and I'm using YR00 for my lightest shade. Now moving on to one of my mediums, this is YR02. Once I get that color down, I'm going to blend out the transition between these two with the light shade again, so with that YR00. Now moving on to my second medium, this one's a little bit darker. This one is YR07. Once I get that color down, I'm going to go to my darkest shade, which is R05. So 4 shades in total to color this pumpkin. Once I get that color down, I'll then blend out the transition by going back through my markers so I get a nice, beautiful, smooth gradation over this pumpkin. Now that I've just about finished that, I'm going to do a little cleanup with 0, and then I'm going to move on to this tree. I'm going to color this tree orange here, and I'm using a lot of the same colors I used for the house. I'm going to color the whole treetop with my light orange, even the little leaves. Now I'm moving on to my medium shade here, which is YR02, and I'm going to color kind of the lower portion of my treetop, but I am avoiding the leaves. I don't want to color those yet. Once I get that medium shade down, I'm going to my darkest shade, which is YR07. And once I get that color down, I'll then blend through. Again, I tried to avoid the leaves with that dark shade, and now I'm blending with my medium, and then I'll finish up with my lightest shade here just to kind of, again, create a nice gradation over that treetop. Now that I've finished that, I'm going to address the leaves. I'm going to grab that YR02 and just color the base of each one of those leaves with that dark color just to kind of create a little gradation on each one of those leaves. Now moving on to the tree trunk, I have 3 browns picked out for that. And I just colored a really simple gradation on the trunks. Went ahead and finished all the other orange and brown parts. Now I'm moving on to my yellow combo and coloring this treetop in the same manner that I colored the orange by coloring all of the treetop with my lightest yellow, then creating a gradation and then addressing the little leaves. Now I'm moving on to my red combo and first coloring this door for the little pumpkin house. Once I finish making that little gradation on the door, I'll then color in all the other remaining sections or other remaining images that I want red. I'm now moving on to my green combo, 3 colors picked out for that. Just a few of the leaves are green as well as some of the little clothing for the mice. Once I finish the green, I'm going to move on to my blue combo. I'm going to color the shutters as well as some of the little clothes for the mice also. Now I'm going to do the mice themselves, and I have a gray combo picked out. Going to start with my light, then my medium, then my dark, and then blend back through. Once I finish kind of blending back through those colors and create nice little gradations on the mice, I'll finish up by coloring the ear with a little pink. I went ahead and die cut all my images out, and now I'm ready to kind of move on to the background. I have this awesome Cloudscape panel die. I die cut an A2 panel of white cardstock with it, and now I'm going to start to ink blend all the sections. Starting with the ground section here, going to ink blend it with tea dye Distress Oxide, the top part of it, and then the bottom part I will ink blend with Frayed Burlap to kind of create a little gradation there. I'll just kind of blend back through with the tea dye to kind of smooth it out, and that will complete the ground. Now moving to the upper sections, I'm going to grab the bottom 3 here, and these are actually supposed to be clouds, but I'm going to turn them into shrubs. So I'm going to use green, starting with peeled paint, and ink blend the top of each one of these sections with the peeled paint. Once I finish with that, I'll move on to pine needles and ink blend the bottom half of each one of these sections. This is again going to create a nice little gradation. Once I finish with the pine needles, I'll then do a final blend with peeled paint, and that will complete my shrubs. I'm now moving on to the 2 remaining cloud sections, and I'm going to ink blend these with Tumbled Glass to actually turn them into clouds. Just ink blend the bottom of each one of these, and that will make a really pretty sky for our scene. So here you can see all of these sections pop back into the frame, and our scene is almost complete. I am going to create a frame though out using the additional A2 layers die. I'm just going to use one of the dies from that set and die cut 2 A2 panels, but one of the A2 panels is going to be a piece of pattern paper from this beautiful half dots Christmas paper pad. I'm going to use this sheet right here, this kind of beautiful teal one. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that piece of paper in half, use the lighter half here, as well as another A2 panel of white cardstock, and die cut it again with a die from the A2 or additional A2 layers die set to create 2 frames that will fit nicely over the frame from the Cloudscape Panel die. So now that I've adhered those 2 frames together, that'll add a little bit of dimension, and I'm now going to move on to kind of adhering all of this to my card front. So I have an A2 top folding card front turned on its side. I just adhered the Cloudscape frame onto the front. Now I'm going to adhere each one of these sections right inside of each other like a puzzle piece till I have that background done. Now I'm going to grab that frame, that stacked frame, and adhere that right on top. And now I'm actually ready to move on to all of my die cuts. I'm going to start by adhering these leaves to the upper left and lower right corner just to add a little more kind of detail, a little bit more fall feel. Just bunched them up there. And I've also gone ahead now and added a little bit of foam squares to the back of all my remaining die cuts, and I'm just going to now adhere them to my card front to kind of complete my fall scene. I'll now hold my card up to the camera so you can get a good look at all the details in this card. I really love the adorable pumpkin house stamp set. Those mice really couldn't get any cuter, and I had so much fun building and kind of creating this little fall scene. I just think it's so festive and perfect to send to somebody around Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoyed today's card and video. If you'd like any more information on the products I use, please check out the links below in the description. And if you like this video, I'd so appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and leaving me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.